Tonight, federal government denies increasing petroleum products pump price. Plus, stakeholders in education sector appeal for more time on implementation of policy on registration of students below 18 years of age. Good evening and welcome to NTA Ijebu Ode News at 7. I am Ijebu Ode. The federal government says the information being circulated on social media claiming that the Minister of State Petroleum Resources Oil
Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to increase petroleum prices to 1,000 naira above the approved pump price is false and should be recognized as an intentional effort to mislead the public. A statement by Special Advisor Media and Communication to the Minister for Petroleum Resources Oil, NTA Ukafo, condemned the claim, describing it as baseless, malicious, and a deliberate attempt to incite public discontent. NTA Ukafo reiterates that NNPC Limited operates as an independent entity under the Companies and Allied Matters Act with a fully empowered board of directors. The Ministry of Petroleum Resources does not and will not interfere in the internal decisions of NNPC Limited. Nigerians are therefore urged to be vigilant and rely only on information from verified and official channels.
Fake news has been a thorny issue, excavating social tension and undermining trust in credible information sources. With the widespread use of social media, misinformation has increased, thereby causing severe consequences. In this report, Joel Pokuola takes a look at its impact and how the trend can be contained.
From false and inciting reports to misleading health information, fake news has become a festering sore, spreading like wildfire. Experts say the era of citizen journalism, which has made everyone assume the role of a journalist, has weaponized misleading information, which many treat as a joke or some sort of prank.
Media houses, especially very reputable and strong-standing media houses, have responsibility to fact check, seriously do a research and fact check to ensure fake news is not being amplified.
Many swallow this false narrative without verification.
Who is the origin of this news? What's the origin? What's the source? Take more measures, put more measures in place to curb these things.
Media experts say it has become imperative for journalists to rise to the challenge of combating fake news by upholding the highest standards of accuracy and accountability in reporting.
We have what is called gatekeeping, and we cannot just release news out there as professionals. So a lot of things are out there that are fake. Anywhere that somebody comes and introduces him or herself as journalist without the ID card that has a number and a pin to say you are a true journalist in Nigeria, they should not be given an opportunity. Any story peddled by such a person should be regarded as fake.
An unrelenting enlightenment campaign against the menace of fake news and misleading information, as well as basic media literacy, which includes fact-checking, experts say can mitigate the threat of fake news. In Lagos, Joel Pokuola, NTA News.
Stakeholders in the education sector have appealed to the federal government to grant 2 or 3 years moratorium before the pronounced registration of students below 18 years for West African Examination Council and Nigerian Examination Council. The appeal became necessary for both parents and schools to prepare ahead for the implementation. Anthony Gadonu has more.
Directive by Education Minister Professor Tahir Mama to the West African Examinations Council and the National Examinations Council not to register candidates who are below 18 years for 2024-2025 examinations in the country has been an issue of discourse from all stakeholders. The stakeholders have divergent views on the age limit.
It means that if the federal government
wants to implement that kind of policy, the federal government should immediately send a kind of notice to the employers of labor that there should not be any age barrier, age restriction on employment. That one will serve as a way of correcting this new policy so that people will not be at a disadvantage when they are now looking for employment.
There are ideas and policies that the government formulates. Some are fair and some are not. Unlike this policy, to me as a parent, it's not the best.
The policy will offend these youths that are growing. The issue of either low quality of education and graduates being turned out has to do with what corruption all of us have allowed in the higher institutions.
While blaming employers of labor on age limit for employment and the endemic corruption at all levels, stakeholders suggested way forward.
Give a period of grace, maybe a period of 4 years or 3 years, to serve as a notice to the children themselves and even to the operator, the stakeholders in the educational system. Now, within this period of time, just clean up.
What we need to do is make a good policy, and this policy, let it be unacceptable to all Nigeria. This policy is fair, but it's not too good for Nigeria.
They pointed out further that giving moratorium as well as government doing the needful will return the standard of education of the country to its enviable status. In Ijebu ode, Anthony Ganduma, NTA.
Still on education, Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has approved the payment of 335 million naira scholarship and bursary to students of the state in tertiary institutions across the country. The governor says the gesture is to relieve parents and guardians of financial burden in the area of education of their children and wards. Paul Omukagu has the report.
11,200 students of Ondo State origin in institutions of higher learning across the country are to benefit in the awards of scholarship, bursary, and financial assistance. A breakdown of the financial incentives indicates an increase in the annual bursary from 10,000 naira to 20,000 naira per student. For the scholarship scheme, beneficiaries are to get 100,000 naira per beneficiary, while for the financial assistance program, students with disabilities are to get 75,000 naira per student. Medical students, 100,000 naira, and those in law school will also get 100,000 naira per student.
We are passionately committed to making sure that our children and young people are given the best opportunity to develop themselves through our various interventionist programs in the educational sector.
President, National Association of Ondo State Students, commended the governor for investing in their education.
We are using this medium to pass a vote of confidence in his leadership and his government.
The Commissioner for Education and the Administrative Secretary of the Ministry of Education described the disbursements as major milestone in the annals of education in the state. In Akure, Paul Omukago, NTA News.
This is NTA Ijebu ode News at 7. The news continues shortly. Don't go away.
Ààrẹ gómìnà Ọbaládé àgbà ọ̀dọ́ àtọmọdé jákèjádò àti gbèdé NTA Ijebu ode. Ààrẹ gómìnà Ọbaládé àgbà ọ̀dọ́ àtọmọdé jákèjádò àti gbèdé NTA Ijebu ode. Your heritage station, we are the light of nation and the light of generation. NTA Ijebu ode. Your heritage station, we are the light of nation and the light of generation. NTA Ijebu ode. NTA Ijebu ode, your heritage station.
Welcome back. The national leadership of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) says it is confident of winning the September 21, 2024 governorship election in Edo State. National Publicity Secretary of the party, Debo Ologunagba, at a media briefing in Abuja also re-emphasized that PDP is not in a merger with any other political party and that no member is above the PDP. Timothy Yusuf reports.
PDP national spokesperson Debo Ologunagba emphasized that the party's candidate in the September 21 governorship election in Edo State, Dr. Aswe Godalo, is acceptable across political parties and citizens of Edo State, and that from all credible indices across the 18 local government areas of the state, the PDP candidate is coasting to victory.
Aswe Godalo has an agenda tailored towards the policies and programs and missions of the PDP, and he ably christened it prosperity for all.
On the state of affairs in PDP, the national spokesperson disclosed that PDP is not in any merger or alliance with any other political party at the moment. He also reacted to some comments made by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and former Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, that he will put any PDP-controlled state whose governor gets involved in the conflict between him and Governor Sim Fubara on fire.
The governors' forums will speak to that. What we know is that anybody, and this is clear, that there's nobody is above this party.
He reassured that no individual is above the party and that the PDP will continue to remain on the side of the people. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu commiserates with the Yar'Adua family over the passing of Hajiya Dada. Hajiya Dada, mother of the late former President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua and the late General Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, passed away on Monday. President Tinubu also extends its condolences to Senator Abdulaziz Musa Yar'Adua, the people of Katsina State, and the many lives the late matriarch touched. The president mourns Hajiya Dada, yet extols her legacy of compassion, faith, honesty, and good fellowship. President Tinubu prays for the repose of the soul of the deceased and affirms that the beloved and remarkable matriarch of the Yar'Adua family will always be remembered for the support, peace, joy, and comfort she offered to many. On that note, we come to the end of the news. Thanks for joining us. I am Ijebu Ode. Good evening.